Corolla 2024 US edition. So I'm gonna drive it today. Show you more about it. So we are just 4 minutes away from the destination. Lane driving, it's the same driving. We gotta follow lanes. ये है हमारी गाड़ी फाइनली, Corolla. Adaptive cruise lane control. पेट्रोल डलवाते हैं इसमें। हमारा है $28 का पेट्रोल, 3.2 के हिसाब से $3.2 a gallon, 8 gallon. America. सेक्सी लगती है यार। तो ये फुल टैंक में अभी 328 दिखा रहे हैं माइल्स। दिस इज वॉलमार्ट। हम निकल रहे हैं टेनेसी के लिए, ईशा आश्रम। यहाँ से 2-2.5 घंटे 3 घंटे दूर है। बारह बजे तक पहुँचेंगे।
12:30।
देखते हैं कितना एवरेज देती है करोला। तो हमें 1 घंटा हो गया चले हुए। 293 की रेंज दिखा रही है अभी भी। 2 घंटा दूर है, 134 माइल्स अवे, टेनेसी। एडेप्टिव क्रूज पे लेन की असिस्ट के साथ बढ़िया चलती रहेगी। सुंदर सुंदर वादियों के मजे लो। वाली लैंड्रा अभी ईशा आश्रम में ऐसे ही होगा सब कुछ। That's the Corvette. क्या लगती है? बस 55-50 मिनट पहुंच जाएंगे। टेनेसी हमने इंटर कर लिया है। 230 माइल्स की अभी भी रेंज दिखा रही है। बढ़िया सुंदर जगह है। एकदम हिली टाइप का रीजन है टेनेसी। सुंदर।
I'm sorry, I don't know how to do that yet. Say, help me to learn more about what I can do.
क्या जगह है। ये है अपनी गड्डी, ये है वाटरफॉल। सुंदर है काफी, और दिखाएंगे आपको जल्द ही। GoPro लेंस मॉड कैसा लगा आप लोगों को बताना। काफी स्फेरिकल व्यू आता है इसमें। फिफ्टी डिग्री खोल रहे हैं। हम बस 7 मिनट दूर रह गए ईशा इंस्टीट्यूट से, और 175 डिस्टेंस टू एम्प्टी दिखा रहा है। ऑलमोस्ट हाफ टाइम खत्म हो गया। इधर रोड बढ़िया सी सीनरी हर जगह, बहुत सुंदर। Here, welcome to the abode of yoga, Isha Ashram. बहुत सुंदर है ये भी। 65 है इधर की लिमिट।
25 है।
This one, kidding, just kidding. This is Isha Ashram. This is the welcome center. That is the Mahima Hall. I guess this is the Mahima Hall. This is it. Let me check in and let you know more. So this is the Mahima Hall, and this is Adi Yogi, the Adobe Yoga. Let's see. ये है भिक्षा हॉल 1, इसके पीछे है महिमा। यहाँ पे प्रशिपिता पार्टिसिपेशन हॉल, प्रोग्राम हॉल्स, और ये हमारा ईशा योगा सेंटर। बहुत सुंदर है। यहाँ पे ट्रैक्स हैं, लेक्स हैं, काफ़ी कुछ है। कैबिन्स हैं रहने के लिए। Hi. वो लेक है, महिमा लेक, ये महिमा हॉल। यहाँ पे एक ट्रैक भी है, उस पे भी चलेंगे। बढ़िया, थोड़ी धूप निकला है, बारिश का मजा है। हम आए हैं स्नैक बार फॉल्स, क्रीक फॉल्स पे। ये ईशा आश्रम से आधा घंटा दूर है। और दिस इज़ द सेंचुरी, दिस इज़ वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी यहाँ की। यहाँ पे पॉइंट्स है सीनिक, देख के आते हैं, फिर शाम को वापस जाएंगे महाशिवरात्रि के लिए। नीचे उतर रही है, बीच में रख। है सुंदर। गाड़ियाँ खड़ी है ना, वहाँ पे भी गाड़ी रोक के चल सकते हैं, छोटी सी ट्रेल है। Wow, amazing.
को गिरा था तो
पता कैसे खाने गिर गया? वाओ, सुंदर है। होटल आज के लिए हम कर रहे हैं ईशा। इसमें बलिनो वाला हिसाब है, 2 बार करना पड़ता है खोलने के लिए।
चला लेगा बारिश भी हो रही है।
हाँ कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी। हेलो, ये हम जा रहे हैं ईशा आश्रम। क्या रोड है दिखाई भी नहीं देगा आपको, बट सही है। See you soon। हम आ गए हैं अब ईशा। ईशा एंट्रेंस। हर महादेव, हम आ गए हैं ईशा। ये है ईशा की ट्रैक, मिनी ट्रैक टू द हॉल। जगह कुछ दिख नहीं रहा। यह महिमा हॉल, यहाँ पे चल रहा है टेलीकास्ट अंदर जो हो गया इवेंट कल का। हाँ आरती स्टार्टिंग में होती। वापस जा रहे हैं ईशा से घर को। ये है यहाँ की सुबह। चलो नाश्ता लेते हैं। हमने कर लिया है चेकआउट। हम जा रहे हैं केव्स में, कैबिन केव्स। हम पहुंच गए हैं कैम्बल एंड कैवर्न्स। बहुत बारिश है भाई। चलो, बहुत सुंदर था इसकी ड्राइव, आते हुए दिखाऊंगा। यहाँ पे कुछ $30 का टूर है, काफ़ी सुंदर है जगह भी। $30 का टूर है, यहाँ पे भी बहुत सुंदर जगह है ये।
Just watch it through at least once. Like I said, it'll probably repeat a couple of times, but I'll be right back out.
Number 5. Be courteous to the animals that call the cave. This includes bats, cave crickets, salamanders, the occasional cave creature. Don't get close, and if you would like to take pictures of them, please make sure that your camera's flash is turned on. And we do ask that you do not use a personal flashlight. Your tour guide should have.
Rule number 6, no touching. We have formations in the cave that are very old and very delicate. Use your fingers to get close while continue to grow, and you don't want the material getting bigger for future guests to enjoy. Not to mention, it is against the law. So, there's that. Rule get into the cave and see some neat things and maybe learn a thing or two. But before we do, there are some important rules we need to go over. First things first, your tour guide should be with you shortly. And be sure to learn their name in case you have any questions about these rules. Rule number 1, no food or drinks inside the cave apart from water. There will be a trash can at the entrance of the cave. If you'd like to finish whatever you have, always welcome to it.
Smoking? There's a walk towards the cave.
So I'll make this quick. This is our Henshaw entrance, named for the family who owned the land in the early 1800s. We don't know who or exactly when they found it. We just know that they knew about it when in 1810, a man named Aaron Higginbotham was rolling around the mountain looking for the best place to build a road. He felt a light breeze coming out from underneath a pile of rocks. He decided to move those out the way and found a basketball-sized hole. Like any sane person, he's gonna jump in that and see where it goes. So we named that entrance after him, the Higginbotham. And then for 140 years, everybody is exploring these two caves separately. But in 1953, we find a connection. So we renamed it Cumberland Caverns, because it sounds better than Henshaw Higginbotham. And we've been giving tours every day since July 4th of 1956. Let's get inside and get dry.
Mensa.
If you want to leave your umbrellas, you can put them right here behind this wall.
Where at? Okay. यहाँ पानी आ गया. Wow, that's nice. No flash.
All right, welcome to the Henshaw Cave. This is our saltpeter room. Does anybody know what saltpeter is or what it's used for? No guesses?
Alcohol.
It is made up 76% of gunpowder.
Oh my
So
god.
back in those early 1800 wars, the 1812 and the Civil War, we had people mining in here. You can see the highest shelf along the back. That's where the floor used to be. So they did a lot of mining in here. This is the only room in our cave that has been mined. Everything else is completely natural. We've only just moved rocks out of the way to create a walk path. So we'll head up here and learn about some of the animals we've got living in here. What kind of animals we'll find in here?
Lizards, snakes, scorpions.
What's that?
Scorpions.
Scorpions? Well, pseudo-scorpions. Well, most notably, yes sir. Definitely crawfish, absolutely. Good one. So, Tennessee is the world's capital for salamanders. We are home to 12% of the entire world's species of salamanders, just in our little state. Our cave here, we mostly see about 3 species. That is the aptly named cave salamander, the slimy salamander, and the zigzag salamander, who looks an awful lot like a slimy guy, but with zigzag lines on him. We are also, just like you said here, home to some crawfish. We have crawfish that fall into our waterways and then decide to spend the rest of their lives in here because they just can't get out. But we do also have a species of crawfish that is born in here and spends their entire lives in the cave, and they're actually almost albino. Albinism is a mutation, but these guys do it naturally. So their eyes aren't going to be red, and they actually have skin growing over their eyes because they don't need to see in here. And then we also have the most common cave cricket, this guy down here. If anybody's afraid of spiders, they may look real icky, but I promise you, they're not spiders. They only have 6 legs. But these guys, unlike their above ground cousins, they do not make any noise. In here, they would get eaten up real fast if they did. So these guys are completely silent. If you see a little piece of dust that seems to be hopping along with you, that might be one of these guys. Try not to step on him. He cannot hurt you in any way. He's just trying to live his life. Does anybody have any questions on our critters in here? Yes, ma'am. She's good. Thank you. Good? Okay. Yes, sir.
Digging the holes.
Digging the holes. So it may look an awful lot like ant hills. No ants in here. Sorry about that. They're actually baby stalagmites. They're made from the water dripping from the ceiling and splashing off. So if over hundreds of years, these guys could grow and just be little formation stalagmites. All right. Now, we're going to head over to that waterfall that you guys can hear. It is very loud, so I'm not going to be able to scream over that. But a little scavenger hunt for you. We have 3 formations. There is 2 that are pretty prominent hanging from the ceiling, and then 1 that is directly under the water as it hits the pool. We are looking for a squid, an owl, and a puppy dog. So if you guys can find those for me, you head up on over to that waterfall and take a look. It's very beautiful. And then I'll meet you over in that hallway.
ऐसे पानी तो बच गया।
It's a cricket. A cricket. Yep. It's pretty big.
Wow.
These guys are bottom feeders, so they'll eat pretty much anything that's hanging out in here, including each other.
Ah,
Yeah.
even us?
Their mouths are too small for us, thankfully, but they do look mighty ferocious. It's a cave cricket. We'll see a bunch of these guys all over the wall here. But as far as caves, these two rooms, that's all we had to the hen shop cave. So before we found next to the bed, let's turn around and go back to this side, right? Now, back in 1953, we had a scientist come in here. He was writing a book on the caves of Tennessee, and he found a 9 by 15 inch hole. That's about the size of a piece of paper turned on its side. And he said that's gotta lead to something, but it was completely filled with sharp rocks, and this really bumpy stuff you'll see all over the walls in here. This is called cave coral, or cave popcorn. And with enough pressure, this stuff acts like on our skin like broken glass. So when we did send a couple of guys through that hole to see if they'd pop out on the other side, because we didn't know, they went through there, got their skin and clothes completely torn up. They said they looked like they'd been through a human-sized meat grinder. So we're gonna walk through the meat grinder passage today, and what took them about 3.5 hours is gonna take us about 60 seconds.
Beautiful. Ma'am, is this all fresh water?
What's that?
This is all fresh water?
Yes, it is.
So can we like drink from it as well?
You could, but we do have salamanders and crawfish that are pooping in there. So I wouldn't recommend it, but you can.
Yeah.
Won't hurt ya.
It just
Look it right there.
enhances the flavor.
Yeah. But he is right here.
Oh, that small thing.
This itty bitty guy.
Nice. Wow, so cute.
Yes, he is. This guy is one of our tri-colored bat species. And believe it or not, that is fully grown. So he is absolutely tiny, but that's about as big as he's gonna get his entire life.
See, he's sleeping?
He is. He is hibernating right now. It is hibernation season. They'll be in here from about the middle of October to the end of April. So we'll head up the hill here and get topped out on the other side. And welcome to the Higginbotham Cave. It is a bit steep right here as we go up, but there is a handrail on the right side for you if you need it. They're baby stalagmites, just from the water dripping. Yep. All right, everybody stare into the darkness. I've got a reveal for you. It's your first ooh-ah moment, okay?
Whoa.
Ah. All right, if you guys want to head around to the right, we're going to stop at these signs right here. Welcome to the Higginbotham Cave. We call this portion the Oasis Room.
Nice. So clear water. You can actually see everything that's below it.
Okay, like I said, this is the Oasis Room. We called it that because back by that blue light, there is a hole that fills up every 24 hours with about a gallon's worth of water. Before we found that meat grinder passage in 1953, that is the only source of water on this side of the Higginbotham. And it would take a couple of hours for people to crawl their way over here to get it. Not only for staying hydrated, water is also incredibly important to cavers because that's how they fueled their light sources. They basically had little flamethrowers attached to their heads. Would you guys crawl through a 9x15 hole with a flamethrower attached to your head?
No, thank you.
No, I wouldn't. And the possibility that it explode on you. But thankfully, they did. The man who went through there, his name was Tank Goring, and he is one of our other co-founders along with Roy Davis. But as well as for the cavers exploring in here, water is also how our cave was made. We are a limestone cave, so back millions of years ago, Tennessee was under what's known as the Mississippian Sea. And we've got lots of sea animals living in here, and they follow their life cycles, and eventually they would die. It's a normal cycle. But their bodies would float down to the bottom of the ocean and then layer on top of each other. With thousands of pounds of pressure on that, it turns into a very strong rock that we call limestone. There's a little diagram of what it kind of looks like, but also we can see some fossils in our ceiling. We got some horned coral right here, a little crinoid fossil over here, and even a shark's tooth back there. So that's the evidence we've had sea animals in our midst. But then thousands of years pass and the seawater recedes. As the mountains are growing and eroding out, the water is then replaced with fresh water. Fresh water is slightly acidic with carbonic acid. Would you guys drink carbonic acid? No?
I don't
Do you
mind.
drink soda?
Yeah, I don't mind.
There you go. You are drinking carbonic acid. It's the same stuff, but that dissolves limestone pretty easily. And water with gravity is trying to get to the groundwater table as quickly and easily as it can. So as it's coming down, it will dissolve and find the weakest points in the rock and dissolve that away and just try and get down as far as it can. Over thousands of years, these create huge rooms filled with water. But time keeps moving just as it always does, and the water keeps moving down. So eventually these rooms no longer have water in them, and there's nothing holding the ceiling up anymore, so they collapse at the weakest points. So that's why we have such a flat ceiling in here in many of our rooms, because the room was filled with water and then it collapsed down. So you're actually standing on what was once the ceiling.
Nice.
Little bit scary, caves collapsing on us. This was thousands of years ago, and we know that that's not going to continue to happen because of our decorations in here. These are our stalactites. Easy way to remember, they stick tight to the ceiling. And the stalagmites, which might trip you. Fun little, you know. And like I said, these little baby stalagmites that are being made from the dripping water from the ceiling. It can take over 100 years for these guys to grow just an inch. That's about the size of an ice cube. So while we're looking around today, imagine how many ice cubes it would take to make up our columns when they meet together. And you remember that big old rock in the center in front of the pool in the other room?
Yeah.
How many ice cubes do you think it'd take to fill that guy?
Pretty millions.
Oh, absolutely. So that's how many hundreds of thousands of years he's been in the making. And we know this from these guys up here, that we don't have any water above us or a large amount of water, because it's just singular little drips over time depositing calcite. So because these guys are several inches long, we know that it's been several 100,000 years since the ceiling collapsed. And we also know there's no large bodies of waters above us because it's just little drips. So we are perfectly safe in here. No worries about any collapse. Yes, ma'am?
What is that thing over there?
That thing right there? That is called a column. That's when a stalactite and a stalagmite meet together. Down here in the south, we call them columns. Up north, we would call them pillars. We can't really call them pillars down here because that's what you sleep on. And when the water flows over breakdown rock that has been here, it is called flowstone. And that is what that big old formation in the other room is completely made out of. And it kind of looks like chocolate ice cream as it flows down the hill. Does anybody have any questions? I know that's a lot of science to go over. I'm happy to answer anything for you. We're good? All right. So just as a notice, we're going to follow this path here and go to our most famous room. Take a note as to the flat ceiling in here. You'll see why when we get over there. It is a bit